Satsang. To be with the truth. It all depends on the way you look at the creation. We all are continuously in the journey of the truth. I welcome you all for this satsang. We will start this satsang with a chant. This chant is from one of the classical books, Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate, written by Shankaracharya. Satsangatve nissangatvam nissangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivan mukti bhaja govindam bhaja govindam Govindam bhaja mudhamate bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate Govindam bhaja mudhamate. It's one of the stanzas from the classical book Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate. If you understand the meaning of this text, Sat Sang. Sat means the absolute truth. Sang means to be that or to be with that. Satsangatve nissangatvam, meaning the more you are with the absolute truth, the effect what you are experiencing in your life through relative truths or which appears as truth will be going on diminishing. That is the meaning of nissangatve. Nissangatve Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatva means once you are making the journey towards bliss, once you are making the journey towards understanding the absolute truth beyond these relative truths, naturally a non-attachment develops. Then comes the question, what is non-attachment? Even when you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he brings the same concept of non-attachment, abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa means practice, vairagya means again non-attachment. The state of non-attachment, it doesn't mean I am getting rid of everything around me. Many times people mistake. I am getting rid of my materialistic things or my relationships. It's not that non-attachment. The consequence may be that, depending on individual person's choices. The non-attachment in real terms means the state of mind what you have is not affected by any happening outside. That is the indication you are non-attached. Non-attachment means whatever the things flows towards you from the outside nature, it just facilitates the expression of the consciousness. Instead of acting in such a way, it begins to obstruct the flow of expression of consciousness, meaning triggering the conditionings of the mind. That should not happen. That is the indication of non-attachment. Non-attachment means it's a very clear-cut expression, a person who begins to act and express life beyond any conditionings. That is the one dimension of understanding the non-attachment. When the non-attachment begins to happen, nischala-tattva. Nissangatve leads to nischala-tattva. Nischala-tattva means, as a consequence of nirmohatvam, what you experienced as a life fact, is not just an imagination. Nischala. Nischala means which is stable, which has crossed the border of non-stability. Nischala tattva, the essence of the stableness, the firmness. That's what Patanjali again brings in the same way. He also speaks about sthira. Sthira means a stable. He refers to the posture, sthiram sukham. You are comfort and stable. If you are non-attached, you are comfort. What Shankara speaks from one dimension, Patanjali speaks from practical dimension. Shankara speaks from the dimension of knowledge, the wisdom. Patanjali speaks from the dimension of how you can practice on the mat. If your body is able to be stable, nischala, sthira, that indicates you are not attached by anything else at the physical level. The moment you begin to get attached means is not a kind of mind which is getting attached. Even your physical property gets influenced by the physical property of the other. If you look at this creation, that's what even the whole science speaks about it. Even you might have seen the moon affects the ocean. The tides will rise. The physicality of the moon through the gravity affects the physicality of the ocean. In the same way, our physicality goes on getting affected by other physicality. That's what it's called as, in science, it's physical laws which affects you. Whether it is gravity, whether it is viscosity, whatever you may call through science. But the whole point is, existentially, our presence at the physical level should not be affected by any other physicality, which is indicated by balance in posture. For example, if you are taking into consideration the gravity effect what we face, what gravity gives is, it gives as a provision to place ourselves. So without gravity, we cannot expect flourishing of life. We need a grounding. At the same time, as a day comes with night, gravity also comes with another consequence. Your perception is limited to that particular space. We all have a body which occupies a particular space at particular time, and it has to be like that. That's how the whole creation program for this dimension of life, what we live on this planet, is evolved for many millions of years. So this gravity, which is acting as a provision, as a platform for self-expression, or else the body would have been flown away. Now imagine there is no gravity, there would have been no session, there is no reading, no writing, no day-to-day life. Everybody will be like, there is no possibility of life expression. It's a beautiful gift what we have. At the same time, what comes as a facility always comes with a consequence. It limits you. This physicality has limited us to a particular space and time. Now, whatever I begin to experience life within this purview, within this boundary, I will be going on constructing my life based on that. Construction of life means I will be constructing the mind based on my experiences. Now comes a question, oh, what is the wrong with it? What is the wrong of constructing my experience under this process of gravity, or to say under the process of what I am perceiving through senses? Let's say, for example, there is a football match which you all like to watch. A football match. If there is a television on my right side, a football match, a World Cup football match, which is once in 4 years, no, football match, World Cup, which is of previous cup, not a current one. That is not a live telecast. Previous, I am showing on a television here on to the right side of me. And at the same time, parallelly, I am showing in another hall the football match which is current, which is live football match going on now, World Cup, same World Cup, which is previous one. If you look at the people in the stadium, there's so equal intensity they are watching the previous football match. And now you are here, a present football match is going on, which is live telecasted, which you like to watch, whether the previous or whether now, which is happening. The now, the whole hall will be full with the now, because it's already a past. Nobody is interested in the past, because it will not lead you to something, a kind of what you innocently can explore, because you don't know the result. Innocently how you can align to that, and you can feel fresh. No, you should be fresh, aliveness, a happening. It should be new. Now comes a trouble. Suppose if I am perceiving a thing, can I perceive a presence? It's a big challenge. Let's say, we take another example. You are perceiving the sun in the sky. Are you perceiving the sun who is present in the present form? You will be ending up perceiving the sun which is 8.5 minutes old. Do you know that? Are you understanding the concept? If you are perceiving a sun, you will be perceiving a sun which is almost 8.5 minutes old, because the sunlight to reach the planet Earth, it takes 8.5 minutes. Always, constantly you are watching a sun which is past. You are watching some stars which are thousands of years old. Whether it exists or not, we don't know. But still it creates a presence of us. An indication of presence it creates. The star, let's say if it is 20,000 years old, light years away, it may be already vanished. So that star will get absence after 20,000 years from this generation. So in the end, whether you are perceiving a sun in the sky, or you are perceiving a star, you are perceiving a moon, let's say if you are perceiving a flower in front of you, definitely you will be perceiving something past, because even that light from flower to reach the eyes, it takes some nano microsecond. Yes, it is a past. That is the limitation of sense perception. As long as you are perceiving through senses, you will be ending up perceiving the past. When you are perceiving the past, it's already a fact, which is already a fact. It is a result, which is a result. You cannot do anything with it. If there is a suffering, you will suffer. If there is a joy, you are joy. Then it's not your life. The yogic path is, that is why Patanjali brings the concept of pratyahara. Pratyahara means express your presence beyond sense perception. See the beauty of the subject, what he understood from that depth. You are expressing life beyond the sense perception, meaning you are aligning to the absolute presence. When you are aligning to the absolute presence, you are aligning to the absolute self. When you are aligning to the absolute self, you are aligning to the source from where everything is coming out. When you are able to align to that source from where everything is coming out, as a consequence of that, you will be able to live a conscious life, because the life is aligning to the source. When you are able to live a conscious life, you are able to express conscious choices. When your conscious choices, it aligns to the choice of the existence, or else you will end up making the choice of the ego, which may come as a consequentially, it may lead you to live a life which is based on karma. It's your choice. See the link. If you are living the life of sense perception, you are living the life of consequence of karma. If you are able to build a life of pratyahara, leads to dharana, coming to the state of meditation and getting absorbed into that, then you are living the life of consciousness. When you are living the life of senses, you are not only living, it appears to living, but you are living life. If you want to live, you have to live in the presence. The presence is not a thing which happened and gone. The presence is eternal. Presence is everlast happening. If you are aligning to that presence through your consciousness, that indicates you are living in alignment to the consciousness. And also what we should know is, from the angle of consciousness, the manifestation of nature is happening at the same moment. Because for conscious, there is no space and time. The moment consciousness is there, at the same moment nature is there. It is like if you are raising your hand in front of a mirror, there is no gap. So you need to understand the concept, how the manifestation of the nature happens. Let's say, imagine you are standing in front of a mirror. Even though you have to first raise the hand, It's not in the mirror. Mirror will not raise the hand. If mirror raise the hand, he will run away from the mirror. You have to first raise the hand. But you cannot be the first at the same time. Equally, at the same time, the hand is also. Suppose if imagine there is a mirror in front of me, equally at the same time, both end. In the same way, at the same time, consciousness manifests as nature. There is no gap. Even though the mirror image is the manifestation of your image, even though the nature is the manifestation of the consciousness, there is no time gap. It happens at the same time. That is why aligning to the presence is important to live the conscious life. Aligning to the presence is important to live a life without any pain and suffering. Then you are aligning to the Creator. When you align to the Creator, what Patanjali brings as Purusha Vishesha Ishvaraha, meaning the Purusha, the real self, the individual self becomes the Ishvara, the divine self itself. When the divine self itself is you, the manifestation of life is yours. Or else the manifestation of life belongs to something else, meaning your karmic imprints, your samskaras, your conditionings, what you carry from the past. This dimension of life, that is satsang. How you align to that. Once you understand, then you will understand the importance of meditation. That is why when you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he gives a clear-cut expression: the samskaras can be burnt by meditation practice. Burn the karmas and get an ability to act in life beyond the conditionings of the mind. As long as the conditionings of the mind rules the life, it's not your life. No more. It's your own expression. So that is why in life it is very important to align to the presence. And Patanjali's path, the practical path, is so depth. He gives a detailed way of alignment considering all the 5 sheeths. What is posture? We carry a limited entity called this body. Limited entity in the sense your perception is limited to the body. The moment you are aligning the body to the infiniteness, that's what happens in balance. In the balance, that's what I meant. When you are balancing, you are not limited by the gravity. The moment you are limited by the gravity, you fall into the ground. The whole life is, in fact, ability to express the balance. You should not depend on anything when you sit, when you stand. Minimum the support, maximum the you. You got the point? Huh? Minimum the support, maximum the you. Maximum the you is the self-expression. Self is the expression, meaningful is the life. Meaningful is the life, like the development, evolvement, everything is a consequence of that. So that's how you can gain the meaningful in this life. That is why each and every moment when you are spending time, you need to nourish that self-expression physically. For a yogi, that is the main important thing. Constantly, each and every moment, try to build the life with the small units of self-expression. That body self-expression is indicated by how effortlessly, easily you are able to sit. Effortless, easy means nothing is attacking you. Meaning even the gravity or whatever it may be. As long as you are you, so long you are free. That is the expression of the self, because self is pure. If your self is pure, why the body can't be pure? If the body can be pure, why it needs something else? It needs something else just to place it, not to depend on it. There is a difference between placement and dependent. If you are placed on this planet, you are placed with comfort and sthiram and sukham, stable and comfort. If you are depending, like instead of sitting like this, if you are sitting like this, or if you are sitting like this, all these indicates your body is not free. Then somewhere you have to look at the path of practice, what you are practicing. For a yogi, if the yogi is practicing continuously on the mat, the first indication is getting freeness of the body by regular practice of posture. If the body is free, life flourishes in it. See, this planet Earth is free. That's why millions of life possibilities there on the planet Earth. If planet Earth is not free, for example, suppose it has a variation in its expression. One day it is fast, another day it is slow. One day it is near to the sun, another day it is near to the moon. Life will be finished. That indicates Earth is in influence of something else. Once we born in the nature, we have to live under the influence of the nature, but minimize. So minimize the influence, maximize the self-expression. For example, I can compare this situation. Comparison. If you are in a pool where you want to swim, imagine you want to float. In floating, you are bringing your expression, but not affected by the water. You are becoming the water. You are one with the water. On the water, you can not behave same as you behave on a road. You align yourself. You align to the expression of the water. In the same way, you should align to the expression of the nature physically. In water, the more you condense, more you try to hold something. Imagine when you are in the water, you try to hold something, you will drown inside. When you are trying to float, you are getting the benefit of the system of water. You can float, but you are not affected by the water. Imagine if you are drinking the water, the more and more you drink, you are drowned in the water. In the same way, we should align properly in the nature. The more you take the nature in, it occupies the space of consciousness. The more anything extra you hold in the water, let's say for example you are floating on the water, you are holding some brick on you. The more the weight you carry, sooner you will be under. How the best swimmer you may be, if a weight is tied to you, you cannot float because you carry your weight. In the same way, the weight is nothing but conditions, the weight is nothing but imprints, the weight is nothing but what you hold, the weight is the past, the weight is the expectation about the future. Whatever it may be, language is different. What you need to understand is, I should be easy. And everybody wants to be easy, but how to be easy? Practical path, the path of yoga. It's not something mechanically you practice on the mat. It's not something you jump from one posture to another. It's not something you hold, no. You have to build by pure self-expression. It may be difficult to sit for a while. Go on attaining easiest positions possible. Gradually come where you are not bothered. It's a practice. If you are getting practice to a change, you can practice to a constant. The advantage of practice to a constant means you begin to align to the self-expression. Keep your back straight as far as possible. Use less support from anything. Bring maximum self-expression. Then maximum self-expression means maximum the life. So you should, it may not happen in one day since you are patterned to be different. Eventually you should come to a point. And also what you should know is, the more you move towards the gravity, the more you are sick, the more you are tired, the more you are lazy, the more you are dead. Death always happens on the ground. Unconsciousness always leads you towards the ground. That is nidra. That's why people who have this habit, they need more nidra. Nidra means more sleep. Sleep is nothing but death. When you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, even a sleep is a thing which you have to overcome. Is one of the disturbances, because your chitta is not in control of you. Leave out the control, you don't know which is there. Life should be lived with a full potentiality. That is the thing. Nothing right and wrong in it. It's not to criticize or appreciate something. It's about a light towards how you can build life towards a maximum self-expression. So that balance, that centeredness. We represent both nature and consciousness. We represent nature in the sense we already complete. That also we should know. Let's say, for example, we all carry the consciousness. We cannot tell, I want more consciousness. Nothing like that. Because we are complete at the conscious level. In the same way, we are complete at the nature level. Nothing more is required. That's the sense perception is avoided. That is pratyahara, what Patanjali speaks. It's not sometimes what people think as pratyahara means withdrawal of senses. It's not about withdrawal of senses. Where is the question of withdrawal of sense? When there is pulling of the sense is there. As long as the sense is pulled, you cannot withdraw. See, as long as you are in dream, how you can be out of dream? You are in the dream, that's it. Naturally, a state comes depending on the level of consciousness. Then you begin to know I am dreaming, then you are out of the dream. In the same way, you begin to know that life need not be a life based only on the sense perception. Life can be based on conscious expression also, not only the sense perception. Whether you are living the life of perception or self-expression. If it is the life of perception, it is a dependency life. It is a non-freedom life. Life can be both. In the life of self-expression, you are the master of your life, because whatever you express, that you have already. Whatever you want to perceive, that you don't have. And if you are constructing a life based on what you don't have, of course, you are limited. That is why Patanjali speaks 8 limbs as a practice towards liberation, freedom. That freedom, the total freedom. The total freedom is nothing but the totality of your expression. Totality of your expression means totality of your own self. Because the self is already expressed. Continuously it goes on expressing. There is no past for the self. There is no future for the self. The past and future, everything, whatever you try to define, it is there in the self because it is complete. Once you are born as human, it is very beautiful to experience that completeness. There lies the state of bliss, unconditional happiness. This is where a satsang will lead eventually you. So from this dimension, we will try to analyze at least from a few angles, whether you call it as a life, whether you call it as Upanishad, Veda, Yoga, whatever the name may be. You can ask questions from any source. So I will be the answering. If you have any questions, you can raise the hand. Are you getting the point what I am trying to tell? You, please.
Thank you. Given that our language is inherited from an external source, does that not provide a potential persistent obstacle in that language is the only way we can think? I'm obviously not claiming that we couldn't have emotions and such like without language, but certainly higher ordered thinking is only possible with linguistics. What is your take on that?
Thank you.
Sorry if I phrased that badly.
I can understand. I got your point. See, When it comes to the language, it's like a flower. Not only language, not only a flower, not only a mountain, not only a cloud, not only a star. Everything is made for your evolution. When it comes to the language, the danger of the language is beyond the ability to communicate, it builds the opinion. When you are learning and expressing a language, you should learn the science of learning and expressing language where there is no right and wrong knowledge is created, only knowledge is created. Let's say for example, I read in a book, keeping the back straight is good. I am a yoga teacher. I am through an English language which is printed in a book. I am reading, keeping back straight is good. I read it. Before reading, I was a different person. I was not knowing it. Now I read the statement, keeping the back straight is good. Who am I after experiencing this? Whether it's created an opinion in me, then comes the question. I go to a yoga class. I see a student who is having round back. Please make your back straight. The students will make, because they obey the teacher, of course. So after 10 minutes, again you see that student round his back. Again you say, please make your back straight. Again they make the back straight. Like this 4-5 times happens, then the 6th time, can you make your back straight? That means you have an opinion that it is good. Instead of having an opinion that it is good, just you know it is good. Even a student is making 100 times mistakes, you don't change. Meaning, if a language is not making you to change in the sense, in terms of conditionings, it should change you in knowing, not knowing as right and wrong. Once you begin to know as right and wrong, you begin to implement. Language should facilitate to express you, not to suppress you. But unfortunately, where the language is taught in our education system, this balance is not there. People go on learning the language, then they create the opinions. Even, for example, if you are listening to a session, constantly, if you analyze yourself, whether it fits to me, whether it is not fits to me, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is useful for me or not useful for me, or whether I already read it, already know it, like this, constantly from the dual background, things goes on happening, because you want to fit what you are hearing to a box what you have already in you. It is a right box or a wrong box. That indicates you look at life through a box. That's the danger of the language when it comes to construction of right and wrong. If the same language facilitates to just to know, where the knowing is, it's like in a Buddhist language, learn to unlearn. So if that is happening, then the language is a facility. So in the same way, everything is a facility. If a star is there in the sky, you may like the star, you may hate the star. That depends on you. If a flower is there, you may like the flower, you may hate the flower. I have seen people, some people don't like particular flowers. Some people don't like particular colors. I don't like red color. Some people, I like red color. So in the end, nothing is there in the outside. Whether it is a language, whether it is a music, whether it is a dance, whatever it may be. The whole point is how you are adopting what you are perceiving. Whether you are adopting for the self-evolution or you are adopting for self-suppression. That depends on you.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's good.
Any other questions? Yes, please. She's bringing the mic.
I understand maximizing your situation, minimizing attachments. and coming away from that. If you could expand a little on what you mean by self-expression.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. He maximize the self-expression. For example, minimizing the attachment. There is two paths. That's what a very challenging for any spiritual seeker. Most of the time, people try to enter the state of meditation or any practice by rejecting some things. If you wish to bring maximum self-expression, it should be all-inclusive expression. Your non-attachment is not out of rejection. It's out of unconditional acceptance. There is two ways of non-attachment. I can reject. No. Unconditional acceptance. Unconditional acceptance means just to be one with the all. So that all-inclusive state of self-expression, you should be rich in your non-attachment. You can be very poor in non-attachment. I don't want anything. I don't like this. You are trying to program a non-attachment. So when you are trying to program a non-attachment into your system, you are in a rejection mode. You are in a rejection mode means you are not in a rejection mode. Not only with that, you are rejecting the life itself. It's like, suppose if it is a sunshine, you welcome it. If it is rain, you reject it. So if you are rejecting the rain, it doesn't mean you are rejecting the rain. You are rejecting your own life, because rain is your life, cloud is your life, mountain is your life. If imagine there is no trees at all. Let's hypothetical situation. If there is no tree, to that extent my life is poor. Absence of tree, absence of stars, absence of moon, absence of sun, absence of rain. Meaning anything which is absent, to that extent my life is gone. My non-attachment is rich, meaning I am not attached to any particularity. I live with the whole. I live completely. My self-expression is all-inclusive expression. Whether it is rain, I smile. Whether it is sunshine, I smile. Whether it is cold, then also I smile. No? Body may be shaking with cold. You no need to hate the cold. Some people tell, I hate the cold. You are hating your own life then, because cold is your life then. As long as you are feeling cold, so long that's your life. You have to take measures. Of course, you with a smile, you run, take a sweater, take a coat, go to a warm place. Everything you will be doing with a smile, because you are not a non-attached, so-called. You are not an imitative non-attached. In your non-attachment, you are rich. Hey, come on, whatever, let it come. That is the braveness. That is what Abhinivesha, what Patanjali speaks. Abhinivesha means, I am not afraid even to the death. Oh, death, let come. If you are, there seems to come death in the next moment, it is fine. Why not? That is the braveness of life. It's not like, I don't fear death means I will commit suicide. No. If you don't fear death, it gives full potentiality to live without any fear. That is non-attachment. By non-attachment, people think I am non-attached, I am serious. Normally spiritual people are very serious. Like this, I am non-attached. No, it's not like that. So people are misunderstand. What happens is, one very important thing what you need to understand is, it affects your meditative state. Meditation means, it's a pure representation of what is as it is. That is meditation. In meditation, it's not something different. No. Nature is nature, consciousness is consciousness. You are in the state of mind where nature is unioning with the consciousness. Mind is the platform where consciousness unites with the nature, where Shiva meets the Shakti. Mind is the platform, because what happens beyond mind, it comes to more. When it comes to the body, it becomes more and more nature. Inside the mind, it's pure consciousness. Wisdom and the soul, they are pure conscious. So there should be a meeting platform. That is mind. That is why without mind, conscious presence is not possible. Without mind, nature presence is also not possible. There may be very beautiful nature around you. There will be stars may be shining in the sky. But if you don't have consciousness, no star, no moon, nothing. Nature is there. If the mind is not there, nothing, no star. Mind is the platform. That's why in the evolutionary process, mind is constructed. That comes, the deep knowledge of that comes in the yogic anatomy. There is a different anatomy, yogic anatomy, where you will understand what is nature, what is mind, what is physicality from the angle of yogic anatomy. Even you will understand why the necessary of manifestation of this body itself. What is the necessary of it? That comes, that understanding leads to know the state of meditation. The state of meditation is not a poor state where you reject something. You are like in the normal way of saying that a non-attachment, the rejection way. If you are rejecting something, that means you are rejecting the life. After continuous rejections, you are sitting for meditation, it seems you are not thinking. It seems you are in meditation, then that meditation is dull and numb and lazy. It is not a meditation, it is a pseudo meditation. It is a people think they are meditating. No, meditation is not the absence of anything. Imagine a situation, you are sleeping and body is not moving. Of course, it is sthira, sukham, no, in the sleep. And you tell, oh, I am practicing as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Body is sthira, means stable and comfort. You are sleeping. That cannot be called as posture practice. If the body is sleeping, it cannot be called as posture practice. In the same way, if the mind is absent, it cannot be called as meditation. Body should be present. When you are meditating, if somebody says, oh, as though the person is ready to get up, expression, aliveness, that freshness, is not meditating. Many times I see people. You may feel little bit calm. Even if you sleep, you feel calm. Come on, all the pigs, donkeys, horses are all calm almost all the time. Calmness is very easy. Just if you sleep, you will be calm. Life is not about nidra, not about lazy lethargy. Life is about to what full extent you are able to live, flourish in life. That chetana means that potentiality of life expression. That is life energy. If you are constantly in an expression, you are aligning to life energy. What is life energy? People tell life energy, life energy, life energy. What is life energy? The ability to express life is life energy. If you are not constructing the ability to express the life, you are not aligning to life energy. Then it becomes a habit. Wherever you are, you want something to lean, something to hold, something to... Then you are depleting with life energy. You are moving, you are slipping away from the field of life energy. That's why constantly you should align for the pure expression. Then body is in life energy. Your mind is in life energy. So then mind is not tired. The body is also not feeling any uncomfort. That is why sthiram sukham. That's why Patanjali defines as if a person is aligning properly, indicated by comfortness. So this is the expression. At all the 5 sheeths, you are complete in expression. That is the self-expression. You have to magnimize it.
Thank you.
Okay. The whole science of yoga is to maximize the self-expression. And also, one thing is, maximize the self-expression includes the nature also. That is the beauty. Nature is part of the consciousness. That is the richness. Please, next question, please.
I've heard about lucid dreaming, and apparently people are conscious that they are in the dream. Does it count as consciousness and not sleeping? I mean, they are physically sleeping, but they know they are.
Okay, thank you. See, lucid dreams, even in dreams, conscious is there. Because who is seeing the dream? The mind is dreaming, somebody else is seeing the dream. That is the consciousness. So consciousness will never sleep. Consciousness is a continuous, uninterrupted expression. Even in your dream, it is there. Even in your sleep, it is there. The whole point is your awareness is not there about it. With the lucid dreams, what happens is, let's say, for example, you are going to a job. You are going to a job. You are reporting to your boss. Boss, I am sorry, I am not come to my job. Only my hand is coming to you. Are you crazy? Boss will, no? Or my leg is coming to you. Nobody will accept. They will remove you from, she is somewhere, she has to be treated some differently. Part is not possible, what I mean to say. In the same way, what happens with the drugs or lucid dreams and all, people many times, I travel to different countries all over the planet, so they take ayahuasca, they do that meditation, this meditation. Many myths are there in terms of meditation. They ask the questions. The whole point is, if you are fully present, then only you are present. There is no half. There is no only hand coming to duty or leg coming to duty. Our duty is to be present in the creation. My body is also present, my life energy is also present, my mind is also present, and wisdom and soul is always present. So, am I present in all these three? If that is yes, then you are present. From that depth, when we look, you'll understand that. So, totality. It's like, let's say, for example, if there is a circle, if it is a circle here, if somebody is here, they think I am friend of this person. This person thinks I am friend of this person. People who are thinking, they think, oh, I am not sleeping. Oh, I am sleeping, I am not dreaming. Like this, people may be thinking different, but they are in the same surface. Meaning you are not complete. Once you are complete, you are out of the circle. Whether you are in the circle, different states will be there. You are thinking, you are working through senses, or you are dreaming, or you are in deep sleep. It's different points in the circles. What I mean to say is, you are not full. The most challenging comes when you can be full is when the mind is in presence. That is very important. That is why mind, when it is in presence, evolution happens quick. Through your practice, constantly you should try to bring the mind to the presence. That is why Patanjali is very specific. Atha yoganuशासनम yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. He brings to a definite article. What is yoga? Yoga is to control the modifications of the mind. What control the modifications of the mind means? By what mind gets modified? The whole science goes behind it. Due to your conditionings, due to your wants, due to your desires, due to your misunderstanding of life, through that mind goes on changing. Or else nature will not change the mind. Nature is nature, it's beautiful. Consciousness is conscious, that is also very wonderful. Our mind conditionings Oh, I like that, mind changed. I don't like this, mind changed. So if you are in a perfect harmony, you are leaving nature as nature, consciousness as consciousness to exist as they are in you. When they exist as they are in harmony. Then a constant manifestation, as I told, the consciousness raises the hand, in the mirror the hand is raised. The consciousness manifests in front of you, life happens. So then the harmony between your consciousness and the happening around you, then only life is easy. People think a lot. People create a gap. There is no way also. So it's, as I told, it's a circle. There is no space for self-expression. Your self-expression space is occupied by something else. So these states, even if you read Upanishads, they explain these states, different states. The state of sense perception, like what you call as reality. It's a different level of the reality. Even when you are dreaming, that is also real. Why not? As long as you are in dream, you think it is real. It appears. Even in dreams, people jump also, You have jumped in your dreams? Like this. They think it's real. It's like everything appears as real. So the absolute reality is there. That is Turiya state. That is Samadhi of Patanjali, or a highest meditative state. Please, any other questions? Please.
Hello, can you say anything about the practical difficulties of living with non-attachment in a society or a culture or a structure which, tends to make everyone move towards attachments?
Thank you. Practical difficulty in day-to-day life to live with non-attachment. In one line, I can answer this. Of course, I will explain this. If you understand how deeply, how intensely you try, practically you cannot attach to anything. That is the truth. You try to attach to anything. See, even there is a small paper, I cannot hold it. No? How long I can hold? Because always attachment is effort. Non-attachment is effortless. To be effortless, you don't need to do anything. The question of you is what I should do. The thing is the reverse. The camera is reverse. You don't need to do anything. That is non-attachment. Meaning you are trying to do something. Why you want to do something? That is effortless. So you should understand. Then the next question, why I am in effort? Why I get attached? Because it happens from different dimensions. I will explain one or two dimensions, whatever comes. If I am in effort, one of the things why people will be effort is they try to establish their identity. See, we are all living on this planet. Nobody just want to live, they want to be important. The moment you think, oh, I am not so important, 90% of the problem is solved. Just one line, I am not important. No definition for me. It's not like I need to be rejected, no. I am neither important nor not important. I am. Why to define? So constantly mind defines you. Mind, which is not a finished product. Life is not a finished product. It eternally happening. We try to give a finishing touch. I am important. Oh, That person is not smiling at me. That person is not telling good morning. Wishing. So here, when I travel in the West, sometimes I forget I am here. And normally, in India, we don't tell good morning, good evening, good night. If I tell in my village, if I tell, for example, if I see some person, hi, good morning, they look at me, wow, you have become an Englishman, they will ask. Because for them it appears so artificial. Huh? Like just you are coexist. It's a different culture. What I mean to say. That is why here if I come and if I am not wishing somebody good morning, oh, this person is arrogant or not civilized, is not wishing me good morning, then you are attached for good morning. See, here you are driving to the left. If you are attached to the driving to the left, you cannot drive in Netherlands, because there you have to drive in the right. That is why what we need to understand is whether it is an attachment or non-attachment, there is nothing that exists as attachment or non-attachment. Just it's a languagical expression of some attitude what you show. What exists is you, which is neither attachment nor non-attachment. That is why Patanjali is very clever in his language. He brings vairagya, meaning it's a state of understanding I cannot be attached to anything. So am I non-attached? Then comes the question. No. If you are not at all attached to anything, that means you are non-attached. The moment you are trying to define you as non-attached, something was there to attach. Something was there to attach. You are not getting attached to it. That is why I am non-attached. You are bringing the non-attachment from a duality. No. That is not. As I told, it's a right and wrong knowledge. Just you know, I am complete as I am. If you are complete as you are, where is the question of attachment or non-attachment? So if there is a flower, for what it need to attach or for what it need not to attach? It's a flower. It's complete as a flower. In the same way, if I understand I am complete as I am, there is nothing needed extra to complete me, or there is nothing needed to be deleted from me. There is no attachment, there is no non-attachment. This is another angle of understanding attachment and non-attachment. So in day-to-day life, when it comes, now we come to, from this background, understanding some situations in day-to-day life. With the attachment and non-attachment in day-to-day life, when you are dealing, what you should understand is, if it is a fact, if it is a fact, let's say for example, you have a very angry boss in your working place, it is a fact. You no need to be attached or non-attached. You no need to get attached to the angriness of the boss. You know the boss is angry. Is it every day you should face the angriness? One thing you should know is, you have an angry boss, it's a fact. What is a fact, you cannot do anything about it. Whether you are attached to a sun or not, it doesn't matter. Sun is a sun, moon is a moon, star is a star, a tree is a tree. It doesn't depend on your attachments or non-attachments. It exists as they are. It's a fact. In the same way, your boss' anger at that moment is a fact. The point is, whether am I complete, whether is it my understanding in life that I need not be affected by anything else. It's always about you. When you are understanding whether I am getting affected by how to handle the concept of non-attachment in life is, we should understand in life, it's always about your own self. If you understand the statement of Patanjali, I am trying to give another angle of understanding the non-attachment in day-to-day life. When comes to the physicality, we may not be so free. Suppose somebody can come and tie you in a rope. Somebody can harm you physically. Somebody can put you in a prison. They can lock you in a room. Physical non-freedom state is somebody else's hand. Maybe. But we are all lucky enough, we are not living in that civilization anymore. Earlier it was there like that. Now we are all free. Now comes the second, freedom of the mind. Freedom of the mind is in you, within you. We all have that provision. We are all free. If it is in day-to-day life, it's about my physicality or it's about my mind. If it is about non-freedom state of my physicality, then I have to solve outside. If the effect of my surrounding is happening due to the mind state, I have to solve my mind state. So in that way, you need to bifurcate in your day-to-day life. So 99.99% of the issues are about the mind. It's like, I will give you another example, another dimension of understanding. Let's say, if I am doing like this, for example. If I am doing like this, you go to a police station and file a complaint on me. This Indian yogi, he came from India and he is doing like this to me. He is hitting me very hard. I am not touching you, just I am doing in the air. No, you do like this and you go on police complaint, I have a bruises. Then police ask, you are a very prompt person, you tell that person was doing in the air. I got injured. Police will not believe. You cannot file a complaint on me because I am doing here. The same thing with the mind. Whatever happens it happens around you. Something happens like this, you get bruised. Meaning your mind get affected. Normally I say, if you are driving, if a car is hit by something, means car is dented. A dent happens to the car, people begin to behave as though a dent happened to them. Already one dent is there, don't create one more dent to the mind. If a dent is there, deal with it. Yeah, it's happened. It should not have happened. It happened. It's a fact. Whether you complain to police, you take to a garage, you call a repairing man, you take all the measures, you act. So another dimension of understanding the non-attachment means you fill your day-to-day life with actions, not with reactions. Life can be lived from both the angle. You can live by actions, at the same time you can live with reactions. If you are living life with reactions, that means you have some attachments in you. If you are living through actions, same thing. If you are flourishing life with actions, that indicates you are able to exist by being who you are. You are not affected by where you have to function. Day-to-day life is beautiful to live day-to-day life. Constantly you should check whether I am in action mode or reaction mode. That is swa-adhyaya, studying the self. Patanjali brings the concept of tapa, swa-adhyaya, ishvara pranidhanani, kriya yogaha. It's not only that I practice on the mat posture, that is only yoga. No. Yoga is way of life. Yoga is not the thing only what you practice on the mat. The life itself is yoga. Once you understand that dimension of life, see, if you are in posture, now also you are practicing a posture. As long as you are practicing, let's say for example, if you are in a triangle posture is like this. If you are in a triangle posture like this, that's your fault. In the same way, you are in a posture. Now, always. Once you are born till you die, constantly you are in a posture. If you know that science, you no need to specially practice posture on the mat. Not necessary. Why? Why you have a bifurcation about day-to-day life and a posture practice? Because you don't understand what is posture. Of course, till then it is needed to create the effortless. Your effortless standing, your effortless triangle, your effortless twisted triangle. So then you are learning the language of effortless. You are trying to gain the effortless and you are in effort. Suppose if you are sitting like this, it's an effort. Effort in the sense, it's not about easiness. Whether it's a pure self-expression to the maximum extent or something else is there. You should be light like a feather, like a flower. That lightness, that depth of physicality should represent the consciousness. Your body, your life energy, your mind, they are all playing field of consciousness and nature. How you keep it, whether you are creating the space for nature expression only, or you are creating the space for conscious expression, or you are creating the space for both. That is the richness. If you are sleeping, your body is body same, your mind is the same mind, your life energy is the same life energy, but the expression is you are representing only nature, meaning you are not able to witness the life. You have become the part of something bigger. The nature is infinite. You become a tiny bit when you are just sleeping and absence. Your consciousness is not there. The moment the consciousness is not there, the body is nothing. When the consciousness permanently leaves the body, nothing is there. Within 3 days, the body is decomposed. It becomes a mud. What we need to understand is the practice of yoga is to build the self-expression. There is a constant pull on one end towards death, towards decay. A constant pull of the nature is there. On other end, the constant expression of the consciousness is there, which is permanent, which is present forever. So towards what you are aligning in life, how much time you are aligning in life. Suppose morning you did 2 hours of posture practice. Remaining 22 hours you are depending on the nature. Your posture practice is a waste. That means you don't know the science of practice of posture. If you are practicing posture, it's a preparation in the remaining part of the day, how independently you are able to express the physicality of yourself. That is the practice of posture. If the practice of posture, instead of practicing 2 hours or 1 hour, whatever may be the time, it is not preparing to be free in the body, somewhere you have to question the way you are practicing. You have to analyze that strength should come. So in that way you have to construct the practice, then a real self-expression happens in day-to-day life. How you are interacting. Even we will make one small exercise towards this. How important in day-to-day life to construct a central line of expression, always not affected by anything. A balance. I will give a small exercise. Keep your back straight now. Sit on the mat. For this sake of exercise, round your back like this, round. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Gently close your eyes. Back is round. Try to recall some sad moments, worrying situations, angriness about somebody else, stress at the working place, your aggressiveness. You can fight with anyone, you can argue with anyone. Any negativity is a possibility. Because the back is round. Because you are in the gravity. Try to recall any negativity expression. Your angriness, aggressiveness, possessiveness, you want something. Your emotions can be weak, uncontrolled. Straighten up the back. Keep your eyes gently closed. Keep your back straight. Neck aligned properly, in line with the spine. Nowhere you are feeling any extra weight. The right is right, left is left. Both are balanced. Eyes are closed gently again. The same body, the same floor, the same mat, same environment, same existence, everything is same. Try to become angry. It's not easy. Even if you force yourself to become angry, it's impossible. Even if you force yourself to be tensed, worried, aggressive, possessive, impossible. Suddenly you begin to witness the situation of tension. What I can do my best? Oh, why I need to be angry? A pure witnessing is developed because witnessing provides the space for nature to enter in you with a clarity. Whether it is an angry situation, whether it is a frustrating situation, whether it is a tense situation, you begin to witness it. The consciousness brings the state of best possible expression. Then you look at how I can solve it. Try to recall any negative situation in your life in this position. You begin to think how I can solve, instead of, oh, what happened earlier. Just by keeping your back straight, what a phenomenal change happens to the mind state. That meaning, mind is no more affected by imprints, past, karma, samskara, because you begin to witness. You can slowly open your eyes. Were you able to feel the difference? When you are just having a round back, you can be anything. Any aggressive person, any angry, any frustration. Just a little change. You are able to keep your back straight. In your home or in your working place with colleagues or friends, if you see any person in that angry mood, aggressive mood, just one small bit of exercise, please keep your back straight. It's enough. A phenomenal change happens. So if this is the phenomenal change with awareness, what happens by keeping the back straight, if you are practicing posture properly, how you should become if you are doing it properly. It means practice of posture is not that I depend on something, I hold something, I jump to in the name of series and I do several postures. It's not at all about that. It's about establishing your freedom. Your freedom at the body level, sthiram sukham, stable comfort. Your freedom at body level, independent of any effect from outside. Your practice of posture means it should facilitate the body to travel remaining part of the day very easy comfort, where it facilitates the conscious presence. If you are practicing posture, if you are angry, worried, tensed, too much thinking person, no, you are not practicing posture properly. That means your body is not reflecting being a platform of consciousness. Instead, it is reflecting being the platform of your own imprints, your own conditionings. That limitation you need to understand. In that way you can adopt all these different dimensions. Of course, many are there. Once you know this dimension, at least you have some practical tool also, some understanding to the mind level. So depending on this, your breathing will be there. That is another dimension that we see some other time when it happens. Any more questions? Maybe the last question, I think.
It's a bit more practical than the other things that we've been talking about. You said about an angry boss, just accept he's an angry boss and whatever. What about as a teacher or as parents, that you are almost responsible for behavior of the other party, so to speak? And how do you differentiate whether it is opinions? Because in the world, certain rules, driving on the left or right or whatever, they have to be taught those rules. And so how do you know whether you are imposing your opinion or whether you are guiding?
Mm-hmm. So there is a great difference between imposing the opinion and guiding. First of all, what I would like to make one point very clear is, see, this is a cup where now water is there. I am carrying this cup. Let's say one of your family members, your parents, as she is telling, they are acting some conditional background. Let's take as an example, you are carrying a cup, somebody is walking in your home in front of you, they hit the cup. What spills out from the cup is? What spills out? Water. Water spills out. Suppose if I carry chai, Indian masala chai. If somebody hits it, chai spills out. Suppose if I am carrying a glass of wine, wine spills out if somebody hits. In the same way, in any situation of life, if I carry something, that only spills out of me. It's in me. If I carry angriness, I spill out angry. If I carry aggressiveness, I spill out aggressiveness. What we need to think in life is, every interaction what we face in such situations, a person is born to trigger, to bring out what I have within me as a conditioning. If you are an angry person, normally you attract an energy which triggers your angriness. If you are a possessive person, always you attract an energy which slips away from you. Because that is how you need to be constructed to be complete. You get angry, then you identify, I have angriness. So if you are not facing a situation where you cannot become angry, how you can get rid of angriness? Because suppose if I don't want this mobile, if it is there, first of all I should know it is there. The next step is how I can get rid of, whether through hand, leg, or just slipping away from it. The means comes the next. The first is to know. In such situations, the first comes is, yes, I know. I am carrying this. In any such situations, how intensely may be, whether your partner, whether your parents, the first indication is, yes, if I am getting upset, if I am getting worried, if I am getting tensed, if I am not able to handle the situation, it is my own limitation what I carry within me. First change. The next, whether it is an imposition or a correction, a guidance. This purely depends on what clarity you have in your life. The clarity in life means, the first clarity is whether you can change something. If you genuinely feel you can change, and if you are responsible to change, change it. If you cannot change, you cannot change. Certain people's attitudes, even if you bang your head to the wall, they will not change. Then leave it. Then it becomes an imposition, because you believe, suppose imagine your parents are, just an example, and they are not so polite towards you. They try to condition you. They are not so polite. They want to bring their own way of looking at life. Whatever you do, they are not understanding. They are not able to look at the way you are looking. They want to bring their own way of life. They try to implement on you, and you are resisting for it. Normally the situation, what I see with the most of the teenagers. So now, if this is the situation, for example, if you are in family, the first thing is, I believe a person should be polite. I believe a person should respect the freedom of the other. Whether that belief is based on a right and wrong knowledge, then that belief is a religion. Religions that does the same thing. Religion always, it's not your experience, it is somebody's so-called experience written in a text or whatever they try to impose on others. It is there, you follow. That is religion. If you are spiritual, it's my own experience. I know it. In the same way, you should bring the dimension of spiritual expression, meaning, I am not here to correct anyone. I am not here to guide anyone. My purpose is not that. My purpose is to express myself. Out of this expression of the self, as a consequence of that, a guidance is happening. Beautiful. If you want to transform, for example, your parents, imagine a situation, whatever the thing is happening around you, you are so strong, you are not affected by it. You are always happy, giggling, smile, treating them good. So they observe, oh, she don't have any mood switch. Something change is there in her, something speciality is there in that person. Always smiling. That begins to radiate a different kind of energy in the home. Always, when people try to influence you, they seek an attention through that. It's an attention seeking exercise, maybe. So then they know. Why they want to seek attention? Because they think through seeking attention, they like to feel love. If you are always happy, giggling, smiling, suppose, if they are trying to impose, come on, you cannot impose like that. You are always energetically positive. So then nothing matters. The life approach is, who are you constantly, only that matters. It is never depending on anybody else. It appears it depends on somebody else. It's never like that. If that means, to what extent you are strong enough, then you have to make a decision. Sometimes it happens life. There is no way they are too much interfering in your life. Then it's your own decision whether to stay or move away from it. Whether to face, life has two choices. Whether to face it or leave it. Once you make a choice to face it wholeheartedly, face it with contentment. You analyzed, it's not worthy to face it, you walk away contentfully. That's what, even Buddha, when he walked away, he walked away. He left his own family, kingdom, everything. He was a princess. So whatever you do, before that, use your wisdom. That is called conscious choice. So constantly when you are acting in your day-to-day life, it should align to more to the conscious way of living. It should be a conscious choice. So we are coming to the almost the end of the session. So further, if you wish to study with me, I have a yoga school in India, in South India, in Mysore, where we give sadhana program and teachers training programs also. If you wish to become a teacher, you can learn very deeply the postures, pranayama, meditation, anatomy, philosophy, and teaching skills from a pure, it's a bridge between pure philosophy of yoga and the practice on the mat. Even I tell to students before coming to the course, you bring any line from any philosophy of this planet, we will teach you how to practice on the mat. Because that was my search, that was my passion in my life. Always, even by the age of 14, I studied most of the Upanishads and Vedas and all. By the age of 9, I studied Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It happened since my father was also a yogi. For me, always a seeking was, okay, philosophy is there. But when I look at the people who practice, for example, posture, there is no link between philosophy and the practice. So there is a beautiful tool, but what happened? People who are just good in reading, they go on translating and writing. So it has separated from the mainstream of possibility of practical expression of a philosophy. Philosophy is kept something to read, practice is separate, something else to practice on the mat. So my specialization is to bridge the link between philosophy and your practice. So with that intention, if you have, you're always welcome to study with me. We also do training programs in Netherlands, also teachers training program. Even though you are not having a wish to become a teacher, if you wish to deepen your self practice, you're always welcome. Apart from this, tomorrow here at the same time, I will giving a session on pranayama. So it's a very interesting topic it will be, because with the most of the practitioners, the misunderstanding of prana, misunderstanding of life energy, the misunderstanding how to practice is there. So tomorrow you will be learning the practical technique of how to practice the breathing skill so that you will be aligning to prana. So with the philosophy again and linking to the practice and why you are practicing, how to practice. So my way of teaching is, instead of giving a fish, you should learn how to catch the fish. So then you can practice on your own way. So then only a real self-expression happens. Or else it becomes one more faith, one more belief. Always when you are exposed to a teaching, you should become your own experience. That is very important. To become your own experience, you should know what you are doing, why you are doing, how to do it, where you will go. So everything should be answered. So even if you are coming for tomorrow's session, if you are willing to come, you can bring any question on prana, any question on pranayama, any question on breath, any question on any kind of holding what you have in regarding with the breathing, it will be answered in the session. I will be, after this festival, I will be traveling to Brighton. I am giving a session there also. So if you wish, you can join the workshops. And one more thing what I would like to mention is, there is a drawings are there. It is about Patanjali Yoga Sutra. One of the artists, she attended my teachers training program. So if you wish to buy that, very beautiful sketches are there about Patanjali Yoga Sutra. After that you can see that also. So now we will finish this session with a chant. Sato ma sadgamaya tamaso mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. The meaning of this chant is, in this life, let me have a journey where I will experience the absolute truth beyond all relative truths. Let me have a journey where I will experience the light of wisdom beyond all darkness. Let me have a journey where I will understand the thing which is present forever beyond all changing and perishing things. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti with the outside, Shanti with the functionality of me, Shanti within me. Thank you all. Wishing you all that profound Shanti. Thank you.